Hello, viewers. Good afternoon, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Track, Telling Reality and Creating Knowledge. My name is Victoria Edozie here. I will be your host for today, and it's a wonderful pleasure having you locked in here. And of course, you know that every week we share engaging topics and we have engaging discussions and of relatable topics that you can follow and love and educate, and also you'll be educated about topics that relate so well both within and outside Admiralty University of Nigeria. And today, we shall be continuing on a very important topic, and which, of course, because we saw how engaging it was and how interesting you find it, we thought to bring it back, and we shall be discussing and continuing on what we've been doing before. So I want you to sit back and watch, okay? If you happen to, play this again, keep playing it and keep playing it until it sinks in, because this topic is so very important and wonderful. And with me on today's edition of Track is our guest that you've seen before on the show, in the person of Mr. Esiri E. So Mr. Esiri, you're welcome to the show again.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back here.
Awesome. So thank you so much. Now, what is the topic you may ask? When Mr. Esiri came the last time, it was fantastic. We spoke on the pressure to make it before 30, real or underrated, and it was wonderful. We had lots and lots of comments, and a lot of people indicated interest as to how important that topic was, and we thought to bring it back again, to re-emphasize on the topic and to continue from where we stopped. Last two editions, one of the things we talked about was pressure, what pressure is, what making it is, and certain factors that contribute to young people thinking that they can make it before 30, and so many other things. We saw the society, how society is contributing in putting pressure on the young people. We saw the impact of social media, amongst many other things. Today, we shall be continuing on this wonderful edition of Track, this topic. So just before we go in, Mr. Siri, how have you been, and how, what do you have for us today, and what are the expectations you have for today generally, sir?
Thank you so much. I'm here to continue from where we stop, and the expectation is for us to learn so that we'll be able to work with less pressure and achieve more, because pressure may not actually make you to get to that place faster. Sometimes it may make you not to even get there, or it may even derail you. And sometimes, like I said the other time, when you are able to turn the pressure into motivation, it will give you that drive to get there, instead of the negative part of it that will weigh you down, or will now push you into doing what you are not supposed to do, all in the name of you want to make it. So I think these are the expectations.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. And we are so glad to have you once more. And we cannot wait to, get other things you have for us today. Okay, so, sir, diving right into the topic, because we have lots and lots of things to say. You can imagine that people were even asking questions after you had left, and we could not, because of time constraints, we could not take the questions. But so we have lots and lots of things to tackle today. But just before we, continue, I want us to come from the perspective of women. You know what they say about women, and certain things that the society have stamped upon women. Some people feel like that, or not even some people. It is general ideology that women are, especially when it comes to marriage, before 30, women are to get married before 30. That's what the society has tagged on women. Women are to get married 25, 28. And you see some ladies, before they get to 28, they are already tensed. What is happening to me and all. So I want to come from the perspective of women. I want us to start from the perspective of women. And this question is, what impact does the pressure to make it before 30 as it regards women? How does it affect women's mental health and general well-being? What is the impact of this on women, sir?
Okay, when you talk about the pressure to make it before 30 as it regards women, especially in marriage, you're talking about so many things. Number one, the society we have today look at marriage as a very big achievement. That is the society we are. Number two, they see marriage as something that if you have not attained it or you have not achieved it, you are irresponsible. So that's why somebody will tell you that it's time for you to get married. But when you bring it to the aspect of the female gender, number one, you know that the time of life, in quote, for the male gender is different from the time of life, in quote, for the female gender. Well, how do I mean? I mean, the lady, the female gender, will grow to that point where, before you know it, they are talking about menopause. They are talking about, oh, at this point now you cannot do this, medically, societal view, and all those ones. But the male gender, I remember a man. I know of a man. The man is late now. He grew to became the oldest man in that community. He died around 120 years thereabout. At that age, the last child was not up to 20. So if you look at it, as at 101, the man was still firing. He could still. It sounds funny, but it's difficult for you to see a woman at the age of 70 who is still expecting. Do you understand the point I'm making? So when you look at it, the male gender has more time to function than the female gender. So the pressure on women from that angle is do and get yourself settled down, have your children before menopause we visit, so that you'll be able to give up. Then on the other hand is this pressure that we're talking about on the female gender also. You don't know the plan that the person has. Everyone has his own plan. There are some people who plan to get married earlier. There are some people who plan to get married in their 30. There are some people who plan to get married early 20s. Now, how do this now come to impact the lady? The society we are, I'm still talking about the society. We have a society where it is not the lady who will come and meet the young man and say, can I marry you? I love you, and I want to build a family with you. If you do that, sometimes the society will say, small shower day your eye. You understand that kind of thing. Now, the lady that is under pressure to make it at 30, I must get married at 30, you should know that she's not the one who is going to take herself to marriage. It's the brother that is supposed to come and meet and say, I love you. So if the brother is not forthcoming, what do you expect her to do? Should she not go and kill herself? That's why sometimes I look at that pressure as unnecessary. It is good to advise, it is good to encourage, but sometimes when some people come from the angle of I want to advise, it's not actually advice. So they are coming to give you the pressure. Before you know, the whole thing is all over you. And what has this driven many ladies into? It has driven them into wrong relationships. You are already 28 or 29, and the pressure, or you have mapped out that by 30 I must have settled down, and nobody is forthcoming. Or maybe one has come, you are seeing the sign that this sign, red flags, this person cannot flow the way you want to go. And you are still saying, I'm 28, and by this time, if I miss this one, how am I sure I will start another one? And at that point, I will start another one. How am I sure by 30 I'm going to make it? That makes many ladies to jump into wrong relationship. It's like you are seeing the trouble, but you are saying, all die, now die. You understand? But all die is not die. If you take a wrong decision, it leads you into wrong destination. And some death now will not be a painful death because you are not supposed to go that way. Just imagine you have red flag or somebody who can hammer you, who can carry cutlass and pursue you, who can beat the hell out of you. And because you're under pressure to make it before 30, you say, at all, not bad. So let me just settle down with this one and continue with this one. No matter what, everything is going to be all right. You are just deceiving yourself. You are not God. It's God that can change a man. And I'm not God. So the person may change. The person might not change. So most time, possibility of changing is not there, because if somebody can be slapping you not by mistake, slap you intentionally, slap you another day, and you still continue and you say, don't worry, he will change, and you want to go because of the pressure that society is mounting on you, before you know it, by the time you are into the marriage, it's not only slap, it's punch. And sometimes you see the society where when it happens, people don't feel like, oh no, before you know, they will come on social media, I was just traveling, I was doing this, and something happened to me, and before I knew it, my eye is red, and all this. So that when their friends will ask them and say, what happened to you? Who beat you? Hey, did you not see my video on Instagram? It was this. Go and watch it. I've narrated what happened. It's a lie. So the pressure has putting that person into entering into wrong relationship. And do you know what happened, to summarize all what I was saying? That wrong relationship that you enter because of pressure, you have more pressure that will even affect your mental health the more. So it's better you manage the pressure, working out something for yourself while waiting for Mr. Right to come. If Mr. Right is not forthcoming, focus on your life. It's not everybody that must that are married that are fulfilled, and it's not everybody that is not married that is fulfilled. There are some people they don't marry, but they are very fulfilled, and it's because of the way our society we push this thing as if once you are not married you are useless, you are not responsible. So I think that is one of the things that is putting the pressure so much on the female gender.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's a handful if you ask me, and also very educative and wonderful. Thank you so much for that, for throwing such an important highlight to this very important section of pressure, because it's general and everybody has his own cup to drink when it comes to pressure as a male and pressure as a female. But today we started from the angle of the female, and there is something you mentioned I'd like us to kick off from there too, about focusing and concentrating on other aspects of life as regards to women. So leading on or continuing on that, I'd like to say, because yes, you've advised people, especially ladies now, we're starting with ladies should concentrate on, when all these things are not forthcoming, they should be focused on career. Now, coming to career pressure, sir, because apart from just marriage, other things could constitute pressure as regards to ladies. For example, there are ladies that works in industries that are demanding. Forget not just as it relates to singles now, including married people. For ladies now, those demanding institutions that are very demanding, 9 to 9. Some industries are 8 o'clock to 9 p.m. or 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. They are at work and they have families to attend to. What is your advice for these people? Because they are trying to balance both their homes and their business and their workplace and children and all. So what is your advice to this pressure? Because that is another dimension of pressure. So what would be your advice to family people who, not just females now, I'm talking generally now, but both for males and females, because we don't have time to just talk about males. So what would be your advice to them, sir?
Okay, for those who have engagements that are taking more of their time and giving them pressure, number one thing is to prioritize. You prioritize. What is your priority? Put everything side by side and look at them. Number two, your ability to manage everything together. You see, let me say this on a lighter note. When you check most CVs that people submit, and when they talk about what they can do, they say the ability to work under pressure. Right? So you've already said you have the ability to work under pressure. So if you have the ability to work under pressure, you should be able to manage the pressure. Like I've been saying since the first part of this pressure, don't allow the pressure come to you negatively. There's a way you can turn it. Let the pressure motivate you to doing better. For example, you normally go to work, let's say 10 o'clock. Well, you take children to school by 8 o'clock or 7:30. And you know that when you wake up 6:30, you cannot meet up. It is good that you readjust your time so that you wake up earlier, so that by 7 o'clock, you are done with whatever you need to do. Then before 7:30, you are taking them to school. Then on the other hand also, you have to think of what you can do to balance the whole thing. Thinking of what you can do to balance the whole thing, do you need help? Do you need house help? If you need help, what kind of help do you need? That is number 2. Then if you have gotten that kind of help that you need, how will you be able to manage the help? Because if you cannot manage these things, you find out that the help may be a problem to you. And if your family is not in place, you cannot work well also. So when you are going into places or the kind of job that you want to do, you have to put this at the back of your mind before you venture into it. There are some profession that you may venture into. You may look at it and say, let me focus on this first before I come into marriage of 18. For example, majority of the footballers that we see these days, you see them at the age of 30 something before they are getting married. Why? Because between the 20, Lamine Yamal now has made the thing to come to 16, 17 years. And this small boy from Arsenal, now I saw him playing the other day, 15 years, playing very well. That one, because of the kind of career that he is into, he may decide to prioritize his career, knowing that the peak of his career will be between that age and the age of 30. So getting married at the age of 20 may not be bad for him, because his career by 36 or latest or at most 40, his career is already coming to an end. So the kind of career, the kind of job that you do should determine how you manage whatever you want. And 2, okay, I've mentioned 2, right? And another thing is ability to know what to go for and what not to go for. Let's talk about these children in school and the kind of job. When you have children who are in school and the kind of job is tasking, sometimes you may decide to put them in a boarding school. When you put them in a boarding school, they will be there before they will come. It's a holiday. So you will be able to manage your 9 to 9 work all through when they are in school. But when they are on holiday, you can also work so that your leave will now fall within that period when they are on holiday, so that you can have enough time for them. I think
Thank you so much, sir. That is ample. Thank you so much. Okay, so going forward, sir, in case there are people who are under 30, we're addressing both people that have approached 30 and are below 30. So are there jobs or skills that you would advise those that are under the age of 30, before that have not approached 30 yet, to venture into? Are there any advice like that you'd like to give people? Perhaps they are saying, okay, what can I do so that I will not meet up with this pressure? I will not, can pressure be avoided? And what job or skills can you advise them to take? Yes, sir.
In the first edition, we said the pressure is there. How to manage it is what we need to work on so that it will not tell on us. When you talk about job, I may not say this is the kind of job I will advise you to do, because everyone has his own desire. You have your own drive, you have your own goal. So I can't say your job should be lecturing, or me as a librarian, I can't say your job should be coming to librarianship. No, that desire you have, that thing, that job you want to focus on, that profession, please focus on it very well and be the best in it. Now, the only thing I will add to it is, while you are focusing on that one, don't forget to develop skills. You understand? Now, in this 21st century and in this age, one of the skills I may say everyone should develop is digital skills. Because no matter the kind of job that you are doing, digital skills is that skill that will make you sellable to the world. Because if you are not on the internet, if you don't have the digital skills, you will not be seen. And the today's society we have now, people don't need to travel from place to place looking for people who will do their job for them. They just want to be in the comfort of their home, pick their phone, go online and type what they want. And immediately they type it, options will come. And when option comes and you are among the option, they see what you can do, and someone will just contact you and say, we want you to do this kind of thing. So no matter the job, if you want to be an engineer, don't forget digital skills at all. Don't forget it. If you want to be a banker, don't forget digital skills. No matter the job that you are doing, like what I said, I will not say this is the job you should do when you are in this age bracket, but whatever the job that you want to do, whatever your drive, whatever your vision, one thing that can make you stand in this present age is digital skills. Develop digital skill. If you are a barber, you can even put whatever you are doing online. People will see it. If you are a carpenter, I saw something on Instagram. There was a lady who just did a video and said, please, I want to introduce my father to you people. I watched it. He said, Daddy, come. The father came and said, this is my daddy, and see what he does for a living. The man is a furniture. If you see the chairs and the bed that the man has built, you love them. And he said, this is what my father does for a living. Please patronize him. I deliberately went to the comment section to see what people are doing. People are asking, where is your father located? How can I contact your father? And when you have this, wherever you are, you will remain relevant. And this is one of the things I learned from Mr. Sylvester. Sylvester taught me how digital skills and all those ones. And you know that is his area. Wherever he is, you can, once you type the digital librarian, you can locate him and you see what he does. And number two, having developed digital skill, let what you are doing be seen. One thing is to know the skill, and another thing is to be seen. If you are not seen, you will not have the necessary patronage that you want. So whatever you are doing, whatever job and whatever age, develop digital skill. You see people who are doing things online now. Some people, whatever they are doing, some are just singers. They have not watched any album, but they just come online. They have the voice. They don't have the money to go to studio and go and do this, and they just put it in there. And before you know, they like and all those ones. And some people are now having enough money because of what YouTube pays and all those ones. So whatever the job you have as a passion, whatever the profession you want to follow, don't forget digital skills. Add digital skills to it. You find out that you even do better than expectation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And for those that have been listening to Mr. Isiri speak and you do not know what he does, well, I'll be giving him time right now to tell us a little bit about himself, and not just telling us a little bit about himself, sharing with us, because people understand more when they are relatable the thing is relatable. What we are saying is relatable when, you know, they can relate to what you're saying based on your experience. So Mr. Esiri is going to be sharing us, has there been any challenge? Because people will be wondering, this person that is talking like this, who is he and what does it, in fact, has he ever, you know, he's so eloquent, and or has he ever even faced any challenge in his life before? How is a young man like this able to, make it? Although he has not, I'm sure he will say he has not really made it, but how is he able to, strive in our society? So Mr. Iseri will be sharing with us shortly right now. But then I just want to reiterate that if you'll be watching this as a replay and you have a comment to share, please kindly share it on the comment section and we would do well to respond to you. Thank you so much. So Mr. Iseri, well, has there been any challenge you have passed through before, and what is your experience? In fact, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you were, is there a particular pressure you were able to confidently succumb in your journey through life? I know you are above 30, but then I know that once upon a time you were 30 years. Well, I may be wrong too, so let me not. All right, so I just wanted to, I know that, it's good that as someone who has gone over this, you are in a better position to let us know how you are confidently able to, try to the situation.
Okay, let me share. Which one am I going to share now? Because of time, I will share one with you. Growing up, I had some challenges, especially when it came to pursuing academic career. And one of the challenges I had, initially, I wanted to study religion. Two options, religion or counseling psychology, what we call guidance and counseling. These are the two courses that I had. So at a point when I was seeking admission, I had so many challenges, so many in the sense that I was at home. I was just doing this private school teaching. I remember they were paying me 2,000. I started paying me 2,000 naira then. The place is not township in quote. So that 2,000 naira, they now increase it to 2,500. And there was something that happened. This on a lighter note. There was a time that the proprietor deducted from my salary again. He said I came late one day thereabout, and I've been working for him. I labored for him. He deducted the money. At that point, I was kind of, how much is even 2,500 that they are deducting from again? I felt like resigning. I told the other people that if you don't see me tomorrow, I've left the system, and they said I should not go. Some of the people say, no, you can't go, don't go like that, and that's by the side. So on this one, I had a friend back then who said, yes, I know somebody in Benin, let's go, I can escort you to Uniben so that we'll go and buy form. So I wanted to go and buy diploma form. So I paid this my friend's transport all the way from Oweru. I'm from Oweru town in really not local government area of Delta State. We went to Benin. I got to that place. I got to the office. When I entered the office, I became restless. I don't know. It was like something is not right. I came out again. I was just kind of, how am I feeling like this? I went in again to approach because there were some people there. I went in again. I was kind of restless again. I came out again because what I was feeling was not ordinary. It's not that I was sick, it's not that, but there was this kind of pressure that I was feeling as if you are going to make the wrong choice. You are going to make the wrong choice. Why diploma? Why diploma? So I went in for the third time. When I came out, I would feel okay. When I enter, this is not tension of talking to somebody. I went in again. I felt the pressure again. I came out and I told my friend, let's go. He said, have you bought the form? I said, no, let's go. He said, pay transport two people from Uweru to Benin. We have not achieved what we came for. You are saying we should go back. I said, let's go. I'm not at ease. It's like the decision is not the best. I came back. So when we returned the next day, I said, okay, let me go to Abraka. Alan, they were selling pre-degree form. So I went to Delta State University, Abraka. When I got to Delta State University, Abraka, I made a query and they said, if you want to do pre-degree, there is no religious study. What are guidance and counseling? There's no guidance and counseling. And what do you now have? It's a library and information science. That's the first time I heard of library and information science as a course. Like, so they do it here, not all those jam brochure that we... so, what now happened? And I say, okay, why not guidance and counseling? And they said, no, people from library information science, after they write pre-degree exam, they'll take the merit student and others will be sent to different departments. From library science, they will send people to guidance and counseling, send some to social studies, education, send some to... So that's how they will spread them. So where they give you admission, if you are not comfortable with it, you can change or you can withdraw. But the merit students will be retained in that department of library information science. And I said, okay, let me take it. The kind of pressure I was feeling at Unibe, I was not feeling it at Abraka. So I decided to go and get the form. Immediately I paid. I was told that the next day will be the entrance exam for pre-degree. So I just left over. I wrote the exam. I was admitted to do pre-degree. I remember my school fees then was 50,000 for pre-degree. The pressure then was, how do I pay? Because the little money I saved from my teaching, little things then that I use in running the process. So I just called my sisters and told them I've gained admission. They were kind of, you didn't tell us that you were pursuing admission. Have you bought the form? I said, yes, I'll be admitted. Have you paid acceptance? I said, yes. Have you done medical? Have you paid for medical? I said, yes. They were kind of, how manage? I said, from the small listing I was making, I was able to save money for that. Then, the time now came. It was my elder sister who now said, okay, if you have been able to do all this one, only school fees left, that's not a problem. She was even happy that I was able to do all these things without the knowledge of anybody I paid. A time now came and it was like I overpassed. So when I went to the board to check after we've written it and they said list is at first batch, I went to check. My name appeared as number 42 there, about 40 and 42. I was kind of I saw myself in library and information science. I was kind of I was thinking after this they will take merit student and take other people to guidance and counseling. I will be in guidance and counseling. So, but one of the things that now is the pressure was, as I was attending lectures in library science, I was getting more excited with the course. So can I say I'm an accidental librarian? Because there's a book called Accidental Librarian. Yes. So it was not what took me to Abraka, but I found myself there. So as I was taking the lecture, I was developing interest. There was one of these courses that we were taking. The lecturer, so sorry to say, was not speaking well. Sorry. Was not speaking very well. So what she was doing, sometimes when she talks, you can't hear. So when you say, ma, please, she will just tell you, if you cannot hear, you are your own. I will lecture and go. I was kind of angry. But the anger was giving me more pressure. Then I told my friend, sorry, let me take water.
All right, so it's been a very interesting conversation here as Mr. Isiri tells us of his challenge, and well, surprisingly, or will I say coincidentally, both of us you can call us accidental librarians too, because I am also a library and information science.
Okay. So I told my friend Oyovevotu Egbe, I said, let's do something so that we can understand this woman's lecture. He said, what can we do? I said, let's just like the lecturer. Let's love what she's dishing out. We know we are angry, but let's just love it. And we were 2,300 something in that department. 2,300 something. So we just decided to love the thing, and that's how we are able to maneuver that pressure. And when I gained admission, I found myself in library information science. Initially, I was a bit disappointed. I told my cousin that was sent to Catholic psychology that it's my course that is given to you now. So can we exchange? And it's not possible. So I continued, and that as I continue, because I've turned the pressure to liking the course, I was able to navigate through, and that is why I am a librarian today. And another thing is, there are some other things also. Another course we did was advanced cataloging and classification. You know of that course? That is the most difficult course in library information science, and many people dread that course. I told myself, in fact, that course put everybody under pressure. I told myself, I will like this course, I will love it, I will, this is what I will even put more interest. I put more interest, and that advanced course, I had A in that course. And when I was doing IT again, they asked me to go and spend 2 weeks in technical service. That's where they do cataloging and classification. I was there. Because of the pressure, many people will run away. I'll sit there. The man who was head of technical service then, Mr. Onovoye, at Delsu, I do my IT at Delsu Library. I will catalog, I will go and give to him. He will mark. I still have the note with me. He said, bring it, let me mark it. And he marked it for me. I said, keep this note. Anytime you open it, you will see this thing and it will motivate you. So that one alone built my interest. So the pressure on cataloging and classification in my career, I was able to look at the positive aspect of it. And that is where I measure in librarianship. Cataloging and classification. The most difficult one. And another thing, again, I said, if this is the most difficult one and people are running away from it, that means if I go into the field, I will have few people in that place. So if I have few people in that place, I will be able to measure well in that place and put it through. And that has helped me. I can proudly say I'm a cataloger and a classifier. And that has, people have called me, have contacted me and say, on a material like this, what can you do? And I've been able to provide answer. And it has helped.
Amazing. Mr. Isiri's story is very inspiring, and we want to say we are glad to have you here, inspiring others who are, looking forward to that 30 years and above, that they can do more. There is something you said. You said every decision, any wrong decision leads to wrong destination. Wrong decision leads to wrong destination. And I had to quickly write it down because it is true. Maybe if you had stayed back in Uniben, you would not have been where you are today. If you had not listened to that deep, you wouldn't have been a librarian, and you wouldn't have been thriving in this cat and class, which seems to be, where you major more in. So I'm really inspired by your story. Thank you so much for being a wonderful role model to many young people. And I'm sure as a young, you are not just here, but I'm sure that where you are, because I'm sure you come in contact with students from day-to-day basis. They approach you and you tell them one or two things about life and also the academics. So I want to say, on a general note, I want to ask, as we conclude, by the way, what is the place of role models and mentors in helping young people navigate this pressure we are talking about? As a role model, that in case there are role models listening to us and mentors, what is your advice to them to advise young people who are coming up? What should they, just in like one sentence, because our time is fast approaching. If you have the opportunity of meeting young people, what would be your advice to them?
Okay, thank you. I will say, number one, while you share your success story, also share your failures. Places that you have struggled, share it. Because if we keep talking about only where we have succeeded, when these young people get to that level and they hit that obstacle, they will feel that no, it's never like this, let me turn back. But when you share your failures, there's a book called is it by Stephen Cole, something, when we talk about failing forward. So you find out that sometimes the models or the mentors that we have now are mentors who sometimes we don't know. Don't take a mentor that you don't know. Take a mentor that you know one-on-one, that you can talk to, that can give you one-on-one advice. It's not this social media mentorship. People sometimes they take motivational speaker. I say I like the way the person talk, the way the person speaks. I want to be like this. You need to know where the person is coming from. And when you meet young people, like I said, share your failures also, so that when they get to that place, they will know that actually this one is part of the journey. So if my mentor or my model was able to navigate this one and arrive his destination, I can navigate. If we share only the success story, by the time they jump that rock, they will just turn back and go back. Then another thing is, when that is on the issue of young people now. When you have mentor, know them in details. Don't just I like the way. Let me share one experience with you. I like somebody, a couple. I like them. When I see them, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they do, I was kind of, I love this kind of thing. I will want my marriage to be like this when I get married. At that time, I was still single. I was looking. I never knew that marriage has ended over 11 months.
Wow. But it was still posing.
They will still come out and they were posing and they were doing. So when you don't know people in detail, you just be following what you don't know. But if you are close to that person, he will guide you. See the mistake I made. See how I came out. See what you will experience as you journey. Look at the things you will encounter. I think this will help to even reduce the pressure. You can have a model, somebody as a role model, but anybody who is your mentor, know him very well, so that when you hit rock, situation will not torment you. Your mentor can mentor you out. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. This is amazing. These are heavy words, and very, very educative and powerful words, if you ask me. It's been such a wonderful pleasure having you here, sir. Such educative moments, and we do not, on track, we do not always have this type of topics, but when we do, just like you have experienced, it's always wonderful. And all the while we've been talking with Mr. Esiri. He works in the Admiralty University of Nigerian Library, and he heads the technical section in the He has led the technical section. Of course, he told you about, he's the new head. So he has been doing so amazingly, but he's one of the top voices in the library sector, library industry. And we want to say once more, thank you so much for having. You have left us with many action points. And I would have said, give us your final thoughts, but I'm sure you would give us another one. But he has been saying so much. And one of the things that we would like to take away is wrong decision leads to wrong destination. And number 2 is do not look at people that are far away from you. Check around. There are many people who are doing so well. Have mentors that are close to you, so that if you have reasons to go and meet them, you can always relate with them and ask your questions and meet them physically. Okay, so we are so glad to have you here. And I want to say thank you so much for listening and joining us on the conversation of track today. The topic has been pressure to make it before 30, real or underrated. Well, I'll leave you to be the judge of whether it is real or overrated. But my words for you is keep at it, keep your heart focused, and the sky will be your starting point. My name remains Victoria Edozie, and do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles, from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram to Twitter or X. We are all in all our social media handles. We have we follow us and we put updated contents there, so you can know more about Adun and beyond. Until we come your way again next week, do not forget to follow us. And until then, bye bye. Thank you so much, sir. All right.